Hi everyone, Gemma here. Thank you for watching today. So in this video we're going to be creating a triple Z fold panel card. It's got this lovely belly band on the front. Open it up like so and it displays these beautiful pattern papers. Stands up like so, if I can just pop that on the camera. To create this card I've used the new collection from My Creative Life called Watercolour Autumn, and it just displays these beautiful pattern papers, these gorgeous stamps and wonderful sentiments there. I think this style lends really well if you want to display some lovely pattern papers. You can make your topper bigger and have more on display there, but I thought the pumpkin image with the florals was so sweet to add to the belly band. So I'm going to start by colouring my heat embossed image. So I've gone ahead and stamped that and embossed it with Wow Gold embossing powder. I've set that with my heat tool and now I'm ready to do some watercolouring. So I'm going to use some Distress Oxide inks to colour my image. So I've chosen Wild Honey for the pumpkin. Then for the flowers I've got Saltwater Taffy, Tattered Rose, Abandoned Coral, and then for the flowers I've got the Dusty Concord. So I'm going to start off with the lightest colour first, and all I'm going to do is add a little bit of ink to my stamping block there. As you can see, it's quite well used. It's got some ink on it, and I've got a water brush pen here. I'm going to use that to colour the flowers. So you can add a little bit of water to this and mix it around. I don't like to add too much because I like to pick up the sort of heavier colour, if you wish, first of all. And I'm just going to give it some sort of shading and then go in with the watered down colour. So I don't know if you're quite getting that because there is quite a light colour, but it's got a slight amount of shading there. So that's all I'm going to do in that colour. So just clean off my block and add the next. I'm going to use Saltwater Taffy this time. Again, you don't need too much ink, especially for small images like this. So I've got a piece of kitchen towel here on the side. I'm just using that to clean off my brush. Shouldn't have a lot of contamination. As I said, I'm going from light to dark, so it should be fine. Next I'm going to move on to the pumpkin, and again just doing it in the same way as I did with the previous images. Just taking the darker colour first. Just to add that natural shading around the image. So there's my image all coloured. I think it looks lovely. So I'm just going to set that to one side and let that dry. I will fussy cut that later and we'll move on to the next part of the card. Next we're going to move on to the card base. So you want a piece of 11 by 7. Along the 11-inch side, score at 3 and 6. Then you want an additional piece that measures 3.5 by 7. Along the 3.5-inch side, score at 1.5 and 3. So we're going to start with our largest piece, and the first score line is a mountain, the second is a valley. So you sort of end up with this, I guess, a Z fold piece at the moment. Then take your smaller piece and the first score line is a mountain, the second is a valley. So fold and burnish those. Then this 1/2 inch tab here, we're just going to take a small wedge off this, as this is our tab to connect to the larger piece. And we're going to attach it behind this front panel here, and then that will fold down, giving us our triple panel Z fold card. So I'm just going to add quick grab glue along this tab here to those two pieces together. So you want to make sure that the base of the card lines up. Like so. I'm just going to flip it over, press that down, and then if we fold it all back in place, we're left with a piece like that. So I'm just going to open this back out, and I'm going to talk you through the mats and layers for each section before I attach them, and then we'll finish off with the final decoration. So I have a piece of white cardstock that measures 4 3/4 by 6 3/4, and a pattern piece that measures 4 1/2 by 6 1/2. I'm going to attach that there like so. You can write your message on this panel if you wish, but I think I'll probably add an additional white piece in the same measurement on the back to add my message. Next, you want 2 pieces for these 2 panels here, so they measure 2 3/4 by 6 3/4, so that's in the white cardstock. And then for the pattern piece, you want 2 1/2 by 6 1/2. I'm just going to attach those on those panels there. Before I talk you through the last 2 panels, I just wanted to bring in the products that I'm using. So my sentiment is going to be Autumn Wishes and the pumpkin there. So this is from My Creative Life Autumn Wishes A5 stamp set. I've also used the pattern paper. So all the products are from that collection, which is the Watercolour Autumn. So we've got this 5 by 7 paper pack. We've then got the 8 by 8 perfect colours from Creative Craft Products. Then the Watercolour Autumn A5 washi strips. Some lovely designs on there. So I've picked out this pumpkin design, and that will be included on the next panel. And then for some embellishments, I've just used the smaller flower from the Autumn Wreath 7-piece die set. So there's my last 2 panels. To create that, I cut a white piece, then the coloured cardstock, and then a white piece of cardstock, and attach the washi on top of that, so you could see the design coming through. So be mindful, because they are sort of quite translucent, so if you put a dark colour behind it, it will change sort of the colour of the design. So the white piece measures 1 1/4 by 6 3/4. The pink piece is 1 by 6 1/2, and the pattern piece is, sorry, the washi tape, then I've trimmed that down to accommodate. So this is 6 1/4 by the width of the washi tape, which is just over 3/4 of an inch. So those 2 pieces will go on those 2 panels next. So I'll just go ahead and do that. So there's all my mats and layers attached. So we'll put it back into its original form there. And we're going to create a belly band now to hold this all in place. So for the belly band, I've got a piece of pink cardstock, and it measures 1 3/8 by as long as you can get it. because I want to wrap this one around and seal it at the back. So ideally you want a piece of cardstock that meet on both sides. Sometimes you can cover that up with the piece that you're using on the front, but I'm doing this one slightly different. So I'm just going to place this sort of in the center of the card and flip it over. I'm just using my mat to check that everything is straight. And then you want to fold over your piece, sort of wrap it around your card, just to make sure that there's enough for the piece to slide on and off. You don't want it too tight, but you want it with a little bit of give so it can slide up and down your card. I'm just going to reinforce those score lines there. You can just wrap it back around your piece and just about there. So I'm just going to add some quick grab glue along the back. And place those together. Just going to slide that off and burnish that down. Then I have a white piece here that measures 4 3/4 by 1. I'm just going to attach that on to the belly band there like so, and I've already gone ahead and stamped my sentiment, which is Autumn Blessings. Next I'm going to take a foam pad and I've attached that to my belly band, and I'm just going to pop my coloured image just over the top there. So just to finish off, I've added one of the die cut flowers there to the belly band, and we're going to add a gold pearl in the centre, and then some additional pearls just on the edge of the card there. I also decided to add some pearls there onto the flowers just to give that extra detail. So there's the final card. The belly band slides off like so, and the card opens up. It can be displayed like this, so you sort of see that from the front. You can add a white piece on the back, as I said, to stamp your message or write a personalised one. And this will all fit in a bouncy envelope, I would say. There we go. So I'll just hold it up a little closer so you can see all that lovely shine from the embossing powder and those lovely gold pearls there. So I hope you've enjoyed today's video. If you have, you might want to hit the like button, leave a comment, or consider subscribing to the channel. If you do subscribe, don't forget to hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on any future tutorials. As always, I'll link any of the products used in today's video in the description box below. Once again, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!